You have Twitch mobile app on your phone?
Yeah?
Have you used it recently?
No, I have not.
Okay, I need you to open it.
Okay.
And I need you to see what they've done.
Opening.
Okay.
What am I? It's TikTok.
It's TikTok. They made it TikTok.
Why would anyone want this?
It's worse because not only it combines the people that you follow, or the accounts, or whoever it is that you follow on Twitch, plus ones that you could be interested in. Not only the people that you actually follow.
The one that put me on by default was Bob Ross.
Exactly. Do you follow Bob Ross?
I do not.
Right. The one that I opened it up just before this, I don't follow. I have watched it in the past, like, or check it out, but, like, it's not one I've ever followed.
Why would they do this?
Why on earth is this the default Twitch app now?
Who thought of this? Fire them. Kill them.
Actually kill. Take them outside, spade and neuter them, and then set them on fire.
Awful. Never using the Twitch app again.
It is. I can't even find the people. I don't use like Twitch like that often.
Yeah.
But a couple times a week I want to watch someone or tune in or whatever. I can't even find those people that I'm following. I have to actually just search for their Twitch name now.
They buried everything.
Right. It's so terrible. And TikTok is like usable, right? Like if I'm following people, it's going to show me the people I'm following. And if not, then I can just go to like the regular, like my For You page or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is like Twitch. They just made it a worse version of TikTok.
You gotta look at strangers. No options.
It's so unusable. Why does every social media platform try to copy each other?
They're unoriginal. They think it's gonna get them more users when that's not why people use the app.
Right. If I wanted multiple copies, I would just use the one. But I use them all distinctly for different things.
Can't wait for Twitch to roll out their own short form videos content.
Well, they have clips.
Sort of. Yeah, they do. Called twats. Short for Twitch.
That's what everyone is at working at Twitch. Oh, man. All right. Welcome, everybody, to episode 130 of You're Ridiculous.
Woo!
My name is Luke, one of your hosts as always, and with me this week, wrapped in saran wrap, Wolf.
That's me.
Wolf, why are you wrapped in saran wrap?
I am making a fursuit, technically, of Vanny from Five Nights at Freddy's.
That's right. And time escaped you.
It sure did. I've got my legs duct taped, and the rest of me is covered in saran wrap, and it's hot.
What's the temperature in California right now?
Let me check. Fairly warm.
Or in your room, that'll also suffice.
Today it's 71 degrees.
Okay, so basically I would add like 10 degrees, and that's probably your temperature right now. It is 65 where I live.
My goodness, lucky you.
It's a nice and breezy 65, and you're at a paltry 71.
I am indeed. You're where I should be making a fursuit.
Yeah, exactly. That's I'm where you need a fursuit. Give it another month and a half, and we're gonna be buried in snow.
Extra toasty.
It's gonna be an Arctic over here. Oh man! Last week we talked about FNAF and all the FNAF week that everything happened.
We sure did.
There was so much.
Endless content.
And it's all exciting and good.
It was indeed.
A lot of the times you get FNAF content or updates, and it's not always the best.
Yeah. Sometimes usually something bad, frankly.
Yeah, normally it's like some delays and stuff. This time though, it was all upside.
It was indeed.
With the potential for more stuff coming.
Next year, it's a year of FNAF.
It's like the Chinese zodiac.
Yeah, exactly. Tiger, ox, FNAF.
FNAF, exactly. This week, though, we're finally talking about the Cult of the Lamb update, the big one.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the big one.
Well, it was supposed to be the big one.
It was.
What is it officially called?
Unholy Alliance.
Unholy Alliance. It was supposed to be the favorite child of all the updates.
It was indeed.
And it turned into never mind, I'm not going to say it. It turned into something that we all know what I was gonna say, but I'm
you know,
not
you
gonna
know.
say it. If you know, you know. You might be one of them. Who knows?
Yeah. Unholy
All right.
Alliance.
Let's get right into it. Tell me about it.
It was the co-op update where they introduced a goat to play as your player 2, or if you don't have a player 2, you can use 5 Sin to unlock the goat as a skin.
That's right. It was also supposed to be, the story update, or the lore update.
I was promised a narrative update last
hang
year.
on. Pause. Before we go too far into it, I want to talk about a few things first.
Okay.
I want to talk about what you were hoping for.
Okay.
And then once we kind of got some information, what your expectations were for this update.
Yeah.
Because those are often different than what we can hope for. And then let's dive into what we actually got.
Yeah, okay. What I was expecting before any announcements was the narrative update, which was promised. It was on the roadmap. It got bumped out of the way by the sex update. And then again, I guess it's getting bumped out the way again by the co-op update. I was hoping for, I guess, the next step, the next chapter of Lamb's story, whatever that is. Explore a bit more of this world, do anything with it. Then they announced the trailer. There was a whole big thing. They did it at the end of Summer Games Fest.
It was a good trailer, too.
It's really well animated.
Elevated. It was an elevated trailer.
Indeed. And it's their big announcement that they finally did co-op. But it's local only. 2-player only. Which, that is not what people asked for. And that for that very reason, I think this was a waste of resources.
It does kind of seem that way. Like, it's a little underwhelming. It's 2024.
Yeah. I think when people were asking for Cult of the Lamb multiplayer, they're asking for something like Animal Crossing, where you can pop into someone else's cult and look around.
Exactly. That's what I would have wanted.
Yeah.
That's what I did want.
Now you can just play with another person. Normally.
Which is, it's, I want to say it's better than nothing, but it's like such a letdown to what it could have been that it's kind of a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because normally, what is it, Devolver Digital?
Massive Monster.
Yeah, Massive Monster. They don't miss.
They do not.
Oh yeah, Devolver, yeah, that's a different thing. Massive Monster. They don't normally miss. They're normally really good about not only catering to fans in a positive way, but also providing really good updates. Now, this was free.
It is, yeah. Another free update.
So you can't complain. None of us can complain too much. Obviously, the update is still enjoyable. It's still a good update. It's a free update, so you can never be too upset.
Indeed. And then as a bonus, since they know not everyone would have a player 2 to play with, they released a bit more story content, sort of. They released by all definitions, it is an interactive comic, but I wouldn't call it that.
Yeah.
Did you read it?
I didn't yet, but I'm planning to, because what a choice to make an interactive comic instead of just like doing a legit like story update.
An in-game cutscene, anything.
Even if they're not ready to like do it all in this update, I feel like what you said before, a waste of resources. This could have been anything else. Truly.
Now you got a co-op that no one actually uses.
Yeah. How is the interactive or the comic?
I mean, it's cute. It introduces 2 new characters, Rainie and Jalala.
Mm-hmm.
Jalala's from overseas, somewhere, looking for her brother who told her to come find paradise, and that's what she's come to do. You travel a bit through the lands of the old faith, see what people are goofing around doing their tomfoolery, and then you end up in Silk Cradle, where the lamb finds you and takes you back home to their cult. Where your brother is.
Oh, how exciting.
And you all live happily ever after.
That's it?
Yes. You technically make like 4 decisions, but you really make one decision, and then the other decisions are like, where do you want to go next?
Is the one decision to like take her to the cult or not?
No, it's gives you the choice to either go talk to Klonek or to go talk to Chemok.
Oh, okay.
As
So you
John.
have to bring her.
Yeah.
A little underwhelming, to be honest.
And then when you finish the comic, she'll show up in your cult for real in the game.
I mean, I guess that's cool, but well, eventually she'll just die.
She will. She will indeed.
So like, and so will the brother. I guess I don't know how much we care about the brother, but
I guess you give him like an immortality necklace.
well, sure. But how many of those? It's like, do you really just want to give those to like random characters that are now in the game? I want to give those to people that I've saved in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Or like when you were streaming it and when we were playing it, like when it first came out, we both gave each other names to use for the people that we saved.
Yeah.
And so like those are the ones I want to give immortality things to, like the funny characters that I saved.
Yeah.
Not just some random cuck who I was given.
Yeah. As a treat, as a consolation prize.
As a county fair consolation prize. It's a bit disappointing. So, what were you hoping this would turn into? We talked about expectations, but like, if you could pick what this update was, what would you have chosen it to be?
I thought it'd at least do online multiplayer, at least something like how Bread and Fred did, or even Chained Together did, where it's just like the two of you online, but nothing like fancy. No, it's not an MMO. It's not an MMO. I forgot the rest of the thing, the acronym.
MMORPG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't even get to play the 2-player mode because I don't have a controller, and you can't play it without plugging in a controller.
Yeah, which is also kind of
a choice.
Weird. Right. It's not like the controls for the game are really just WASD if you're on a keyboard.
Yeah.
And like maybe some extra hotkeys for various things. But like they're not complicated. So why can't I just use the arrow keys for 2-player?
Yeah, share a keyboard.
Exactly. And I guess maybe there's some issue about like how to use a double mouse, but like it's not that hard to figure out.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy workaround, all things considered. So I don't know. I thought it was a little weird.
Indeed.
And a little disappointing.
We got to see, I guess, the end of the Bishop story.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that is what I wanted. See what happened next, sort of.
Yeah.
But the way they delivered it was just kind of lame, I guess. Again, there were no cutscenes. They just, gave a big exposition dump. Slowly filtered out over a couple quests.
How many cutscenes were in the base game? I don't remember too many.
They're like that. They're not like cutscenes, but they are like, they pick you up, they stop you, and they make you do something.
Yeah. It's not transitional cutscenes like in older video games, but it's like cutscenes where the dialogue is continuous, basically.
Yeah.
And where it's like the conversation goes back and forth and stuff. But transitional cutscenes are like not that common in video games anymore unless it's like a lower end studio.
Yeah.
Which, still okay. You okay?
Yeah, I heard a noise.
Saw something? A ghost. Massive monster heard you talking shit.
They're gonna come and hunt me down. They're gonna kick me against Discord.
So, what's next?
I don't know, actually. We're backtracking. And part of why I thought there'd be more is because they did an interview that made it seem like there was a lot more.
That's how it felt. Even from like, you're much more like involved in everything and you're in their Discord and everything. But even from my perspective, just following them on Twitter and getting, persistent updates, it felt like this was a very significant update.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe it took them a lot of work, but it didn't put a lot in the game. Even what you can do in multiplayer, it doesn't add much. It just adds the goat.
Right. Which is, again, not the most exciting thing. I don't think it's really that hard. And I'm not a programmer, but I've talked a lot with programmers and have made games with programmers to make an online multiplayer that's literally just connecting someone to your cult.
Right.
It's just a drop-in. You just hook up on a server, and that's really all it is. It's stored on a save file anyway, so all you have to do is make it so an additional person can drop into the save file. Like,
right.
Eric Baroni did it with Stardew Valley.
You sure did.
And that's
he's
like
one guy.
Right, and then he's one guy, and it's like not that dissimilar from like complexity.
Yeah.
Most of Cult of the Lamb's complexity is in the randomness of the dungeons.
Yeah. Oh, I will say, they did improve the dungeons. Again.
Oh. How so?
They're less linear now. Like, you do a dungeon, you go left, right, down, then you're out. Now it, like, almost kind of requires you to backtrack, make decisions. Sometimes you go the right way, sometimes you don't. Sounds obvious.
God, that was my biggest complaint. Was how much you had to do the dungeons and grind them, but how linear they were. It was like the same shit every time.
Yeah.
And they were fun because the game is fun, obviously. But after a while, it got old.
It's repetitive.
It is, very. So it's good to hear that they fixed it a lot, because there's a lot you can do with, you know, dungeon crawl and similar things that a lot of games just haven't explored. So I'm glad that they're at least trying stuff.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
What else did they add? They added a lot of like follower dialogue, but it's like the reading your thoughts thing. The mechanic itself is still really clunky.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am going out of my way to go read their thoughts now, but it's just, you know, inconvenient.
Yeah, I mean, it was clunky when it first came out.
Yeah. You have to go up to each of them individually. You can't just like read their thoughts through like a menu or something.
Yeah. Weird. Hopefully they'll keep improving that.
Maybe. They added a new like special traits. There's a petable trait, there's a spy trait where a follower will just randomly join your cult, like you didn't indoctrinate them, and in 5 days, if you don't notice them, they'll steal from you and leave.
Oh, that's funny.
It is.
I'd like more things like that. Not necessarily, you know, that one specifically, but just like a lot more unique things happening in your cult.
Yeah. Give me a reason to sit
like,
around.
Yeah. I feel like, or just like interact with the cult in general, right? Like,
yeah.
A lot of it is just like clean up their shit, don't let them get angry, and like pet them or like worship them. Or have them worship you, I guess.
Yeah. There's a bully trait. Well, they'll walk up and bully you. They'll punch you. I was shocked.
I will send you to the furnace.
Right?
I'll kill you. You think I care? Bully me all you want.
And I guess they added in some like new corrupted tarot cards because the goat is just like from a parallel universe. And so those tarot cards are from their universe. Is
there still Knucklebones?
Yeah, actually, they put a Knucklebones like thing. You can put it in your cult now, so you can play it against your followers.
Oh my god! Time to play Cult of the Lamb again. Holy shit! I spent so much time playing Knucklebones.
Oh, you're gonna wipe your cult clean.
It was ridiculous. I spent so much time playing Knucklebones. I'd like clear a dungeon or two, defeat one of the bosses, and then like play like 30 minutes of Knucklebones.
God,
I was hooked. It's not like they didn't invent this game. It's been around in various iterations and stuff. But oh man, it is fun.
You would have been a wreck in pre-ancient times.
It's
gambling Luke.
Peasant gambled everything away. Been a slave. They came out with like a special edition like IRL Knucklebone set with Devolver Digital, the thing, and it was like $150.
It sure was.
I was close to buy. I was gonna buy it. I was like locked in until I saw the price and I sent it to you. And I'm like, I can make this for like $15.
My goodness.
Like, what is going on? Come on.
Like, at least sell it for $50. It can't be that expensive to produce.
And it's not like it's anything flashy or anything. It was very bare bones. But, you know, that's how it is.
Indeed.
They got to make enough of a profit. So. Shame.
Yeah, it's a shame I don't actually have a lot to say about this update.
Well, I mean, there is something to say that it's like mid and disappointing.
Yeah, I just don't want to keep ragging on it.
No, yeah, sure. But so what do we expect is next?
I'm not sure actually, because there are, if you look at the roadmap and the in-game roadmap, there are 2 blank slots.
Okay.
And which would imply, unless they forgot to fix it or something and it's a formatting error, there's 2 more things coming. And I kind of hope there is, because they really hyped up the next update.
Yeah.
At least like during Sins of the Flesh. And we knew Sins of the Flesh wasn't going to be the next big update because it was the sex update.
Right.
So, what did he say? He said, one of them said like 12 hours of content. They did not add 12 hours of content to the game unless you count how long it takes for the randomly generated things to like go off. Yeah. I did play it for like many, many hours.
Knowing like game producers and stuff, they could also just count like, oh yeah, you could play with your buddy for 12 hours and do things. Like video game companies have done similar things like that before.
Indeed.
It wouldn't be surprising. I don't think that they did because they haven't typically been like scummy to their fans like that. But
right.
So yeah, I would expect a heavy amount of like story and or lore in another patch coming in the next handful of months. Maybe end of this year, maybe early next year.
Yeah. But
you're right. They hyped this one up a lot, and then it seems like a lot of the stuff was moved.
Yeah. Twice.
Or at least, the stuff that people care about, because there's still a lot of like questions that need answers.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot of even when they answer those questions, there's still a lot that they could import as new things for us to discover.
Yeah,
it's not like this world is empty.
It's not. It's too full. That's why I want to know the story. Tell me anything that's going on around here.
Exactly.
There's even with Sins of the Flesh set up that there might be like something more story wise coming with like the Red Crown turns into a snake and starts talking to you, and it implies that there is actually a higher power above even us that's actually watching what's unfolding.
Right. Which is not that surprising, but also is like really cool, and like the players want that.
Yeah.
Like it's not the most like it's not the most surprising like twist or whatever you want to call it or reveal, but it's like that's still super exciting. Give me that. Give me more of that.
It means there's more. They even and then the update before that, Relics of the Flesh. You meet Mystic Seller, who at the very end, when you get the end of that content wall, he's like, "You've got more work to do. Other people are like other gods that are still resting and vibing around here somewhere. They're not going to like that you're changing things around." And I'm like, okay, where's that pushback? Where's even the hint that there's going to be pushback from anyone, anywhere?
Yeah. Yeah. Who's stepping up to the plate to challenge me?
Yeah.
What was his name? I forget.
Which one?
The final boss. I forget his name.
Narender.
Well, no,
the one who waits.
Him the one who waits. Yeah, I mean he has like an actual name, but like, most people call him just the one who waits. Who's the next one who waits?
Yeah.
Because there's got to be someone.
Because we didn't take the title. Well, Lamb didn't take the title.
Right. And so, like, where did that title go? Did it go to someone that we thought was dead? They could do so much stuff.
Yeah. It's a vast world.
Right. And so we want all of that. So it's not, luckily it's not one of those updates where it's like, okay, this sucks. There's no reason to play the game.
Yeah.
Because games have had a lot, like previous video games has had a lot of that stuff. The first couple updates of like No Man's Sky, obviously it had a terrible release.
Yeah.
And the first couple updates did not do it any benefit.
Indeed.
Now it's a great game. They fixed it so much and they're still providing content for it. But the first couple updates was like, this game is dead on arrival.
It's no man's land.
No man's land. No man's anywhere. No man's playing. So I'm excited to see more. I know you are too.
Indeed. Fingers crossed.
I wouldn't mind like an actual physical comic release.
There is one, but it's just not canon.
Yeah, but I want
infuriatingly.
I want like a legit canon like Marvel comic style.
Yeah, that'd be
not
cool.
Not in their own style. In their own style, right. But I want like, legit comic because I think those are really cool. And I think those work well when they actually work better, in my opinion, when it's not superhero based.
Yeah.
I think they're more fun to read when your game or show or whatever it is just not related to that sort of thing. Similar how like, you know, manga and anime work.
Yeah.
But those are more like the same. I want something like separate.
Yeah.
But
Same.
also canon.
I have a slight fear. So co-op, they very explicitly said multiple times, we're not going to do co-op, we can't do co-op, it'd be too hard to do co-op with what we have now. And then they did co-op.
Easy. It's so easy. It's
but that's what they said. So now I'm kind of concerned that the reason that we're not getting the narrative update is because they're going back to actually doing the animated show, which it's out of scope. You can't, an animated series can't be an afterthought.
Right. It has to be there from the start for sure.
That'd be a part of the plan.
I will say they have released quite a few like animations on Twitter, like for trailers and updates and just general stuff. They look great. They're fantastic. If a show came out like that style or a similar vein as an animated show, I wouldn't be upset, but I would be upset if it took precedent over the game.
Yeah.
The game is the focal point. Anything beyond that is
bonus.
Is extra. Is bonus. Is extra. if the show started to take precedent over the game and started to outshine it, especially considering it came as the afterthought, that would be upsetting. I don't think that's where they're headed.
God, they better not.
That's a warning.
Yeah. God, I will pay for the content update. I will do it. I'll pay up to like $20-$30 for it. Just give it to me.
Right. That's the other thing is like I would also pay for like a big story update like that.
I think most people would at this point.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of games I wouldn't, but considering that all the other previous updates have been free, I think they deserved a little paid DLC.
Yeah. As
a treat, you know?
A little gift. A little extra.
It would be really good. As long as it's, you know, up to par. Up to snuff.
Yeah.
Which, of course, it would be, because they're normally on it.
Sigh.
Well, we'll keep an eye on the horizon, and hopefully things will turn out for the best.
Indeed, hopefully.
Fingers crossed. For now, though, we have a question of the week from Rain.
We do indeed. This week's question of the week is, what is the best modern invention?
She cooked up a doozy with this question.
Indeed.
Because I have a lot of like honorable mentions that like could be the best, but I'm not sure like what is the best. Because I don't think it's their refrigerator.
No.
That's
you got by without the refrigerator.
Right. There are ice boxes. I've used ice boxes. They're not the best, but they definitely work. And we got cured meats.
We do indeed.
So it's like, it can't be the refrigerator or the freezer or the microwave. The microwave is useless.
Yeah.
It can't be the TV.
Frankly, it's gotta be planes.
You think it's planes?
They're very effective and they're impressive. It's like the last big invention that people are like, that's fucking impossible. What are you thinking? And then we did it.
Well, it was space travel, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh.
The last big invention, well, besides like the last big invention.
Yeah.
Was like worldwide big invention was like space travel.
But that was built off of airplane.
Oh, I agree. It's wild that like that happened within 50 years.
I know, right?
It is astounding that like the first person to like fly a plane and then 50 years later successfully continuously do a flight.
Yeah.
And then like 50 years later we got the fucking space travel. Like holy fuck. Can you imagine like a kid growing up, 10-year-old, they see a plane and then they come, 60 years old, they're watching like
the moon landing.
Yeah. Holy fuck. That's crazy to think about.
A wild ride.
The progression of inventions from 1900 onward is horrifying in one of the best ways.
Yeah. We need whatever was in the water back then. Get us going again. It's probably cocaine.
It was cocaine. Undoubtedly cocaine.
Now all our inventions are lame, like generative AI. and self-driving cars.
Yeah. And I wasn't counting any medical invention because there's just too many.
Yeah.
And obviously those are very good and needed, but there's just too many and they're not that exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, they're exciting in a different way. I don't know.
You gotta pick one.
I mean, I think if I were like selfishly answering, it would be like air conditioning.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Literally, like, if I'm just thinking like for me, if I had to pick something that I like would not live without, it would honestly, that would be up there. I don't know if it's my first choice, but it's up there for sure. Although, does the printing press count as modern?
No.
When was it?
The Chinese had the printing press, and that's
I know, but I'm just... What counts as modern?
Surely post-industrial war.
Okay, well then that doesn't count. That was 1440.
That's not modern.
No, that's not modern. Not modern enough. We're talking... What are we talking? Like after 1900?
Yeah.
Or somewhere around there vaguely?
Post-World War II.
Oh, well, so actually really modern.
Is that recent? I don't know.
Post-World
War One.
Okay, 1915-ish. Well, that was the start, so 1920.
Okay. Yeah, that's modern.
That was when modern enough. Well, what do you think if it's so easy? All you do
internet. We've turned it into something awful, but it was great when they came up with it.
Yeah, it only became awful in the last like 15 years.
Yeah.
Go back to 2010 and it was amazing.
We need to revert it back. The companies need to stop owning the internet. They ruined it.
We need to revert it, but delete all the YouTube stars.
Yeah.
Because none of them have turned out to be anything good.
They're all pretty bad.
There's like 3 that are worth keeping around. Internet's a good one. Electricity was already a thing by then.
Yeah.
That was 1800.
That's not modern.
I know, but I'm just brainstorming.
What else? Probably something like really common we use every fucking day.
Penicillin.
Oh, yeah, I get it. But we didn't invent penicillin.
We said medical. Yeah, we said medical. Yeah, you honestly might be right. It might just be airplanes. Oh, the radio.
Oh, yeah.
Not necessarily like the radio as we use it today for like shows and stuff, but just like communication and everything like that and what it led to, because that also led to the invention of the internet, or at least contributed towards it.
Post-World War II radio. I think radios are fascinating. I was reading about them a bit for reasons. And it's just like, I read about it, I read the explanation, I still don't know how they work. It just sounds like magic.
It's funny because I also read about them not too long ago, and I didn't understand entirely how they work, and it is astounding. It's crazy.
Like, what do you mean we're just tapping into waves? And they move.
The voice creates sound waves, and then that picks it up, and then it projects it on the other side. I'm like, and it's accurate, and it's like, how is this possible? Like, who the fuck came up with this? Not like literally who, because like we know who, but like, how is that something? Right, how is that something a human thinks of like at the time? I'm going to the radio. I'm locking in my answer.
Nice. Radio, airplane, and internet.
Yeah, those 3. The only 3 inventions that matter.
That's right.
Everything else can go.
We don't need it.
And I'm gonna Thanos snap and delete all the things that aren't those, and our world's gonna disappear entirely.
It's just gonna fall in on itself.
Modern concrete is a pretty big deal.
Oh yeah.
There was obviously a lot of different versions and stone and everything like that, but modern concrete.
There were cobblestone paths.
Although I guess that wasn't in our time frame, so.
Ah, really? Wow.
Well, the Romans had concrete.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, I'm a few years off.
Just a few. I'll give it to you.
We got Airplanes, the radio, the internet, and Roman concrete. Perfect. Take it away, Wolf.
I'm Wolf, taking these away. Thank you for watching episode 130 of You're Ridiculous.
Woo.
If you liked all that, be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notified of the next episode. If you're watching on a podcast website, be sure to hit the plus and give us 5 stars to support the show. You can follow us across the internet at the main cast or ridiculous_cast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can follow Lucas at 7angry with an E, and you can follow me at Rainbow Does without the W. We hope to see you guys all again next week, but until then, say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.